Well, in the metro, you may have already heard the sirens. We're under a severe thunderstorm threat. We do have a crew out monitoring conditions as we see high winds roll through. But first, let's take things over to Chris. And yeah, we have heard those sirens on and off today, Chris.
Yeah, the threat mostly right on the west edge of the metro. Unfortunately, those sirens sounding for everyone. The threat is on the west side. You look at Sky Tracker 5 on our water tower camera in West Des Moines. This is probably the strongest cell right now. And if I move it any further to the right, we start to run into the water tower. But it has a history of producing some hail back down towards Murray. Now just starting to get into the extreme west edge of West Des Moines and Waukee. We're starting to see these storms blossom a little bit. We do have that strongest cell right now, I'd say, just to the south and east of Adel and pushing up to the north with time. These storms moving at about 50 miles per hour. We have another cell just to the north and west. This one also with a history of hail up to 1.5 inches in diameter back when this one was near Adair. So watching a couple there just to the south and east of Carroll, and then another line pushing up towards Highway 34. While it doesn't look like much, the atmosphere is set up to which we could see some of those strong wind gusts. And while they haven't materialized just yet, we are concerned with it. And all those warnings you just saw in yellow tagged for 70-mile-per-hour winds. Now, it is possible that we catch one just right. It could send it higher than that, but we're especially watching this line just getting into southern Iowa as we speak. In fact, speak of that, wind gusts of 70 miles per hour down at the airports in Lamoni. So that second threat moving in is definitely packing quite the punch. A lot of warmth to use, and that's creating the energy. We'll stick with thunderstorms at least to start this evening. I think that threat wraps up by about 8 or 9 in northern Iowa, much quieter through the overnight. I'll keep tabs on the radar, let you know if we have any big concerns popping up on it for you as we go periodically through the show.
Chris, thank you. And of course, we had that look from you, from the storm tracker at the top of our show. We have Larissa Leone out there on the west side of the metro. Larissa, what are you seeing on the roads?
Well, Stephanie, we started in the west side and we definitely saw some of that rain and those wind gusts that Chris talked about. But right now we're headed a little bit more east where we're seeing some darker skies there. And now Chris mentioned we were going to be feeling those winds, and you can a little bit when we're driving. We're kind of sometimes feeling ourselves shift a little bit. We've also seen a couple semi-drivers pull off for the time being just to kind of wait out these conditions. So far, you should be good to travel home if that is what you are doing right now, but definitely be on the safer side. Those winds are something that you don't want to mess with as they continue to pick up, and we will be driving around the metro to kind of see where those most affected areas are at this time. But